Bonjour et bienvenue à Insomnia French. Today we're going to be looking at French punctuation marks, how they differ from the English, and what you need to do to make sure your punctuation is accurate. So first of all, let's have a look at the names of some of the punctuation marks in French. We have le point, la virgule, le point virgule, makes sense, deux points, the hyphen, le point d'exclamation, l'arrobase, le hashtag, le trait d'union, le underscore, le symbole euro, les guillemets, et les points de suspension. So a lot of these are used in the same way as the English are, but let's have a look at the ones which differ. They are le point and virgule, the full stop or the point and the comma in numbers, the euro symbol, spaces before and after punctuation marks which are made up of two elements, the use of the dash, and the guillemets, the French speaking marks. Let's have a look at these in detail one at a time. So, the point, the full stop, and the comma, the virgule. These exclamation marks perform the opposite functions in French from what they do in English when we're referring to numbers. For example, we're usually taught in our English speaking schools that when we've got a long number, we put commas for every 3 digits from the end. So we start at the end, count 3 digits in, put a comma, count another 3, put a comma, and so on. And we get numbers like we have 1 million there with the 2 commas after every 3 full zeros. In French, this becomes 1 dot 000 dot 000. So they are doing opposite functions. Similarly, 3.45 in English becomes 3,45 in French, which means the same thing. All right, the euro symbol. As we know, when we have a currency, normally it goes at the start of a number in English. In French, the most common way it is used will be to come after the number of euros that it refers to. For example, 5 euros is 5, then the euro symbol. But it can be used interchangeably. It can also have the euro symbol in front of the number or just after the number in a price before you go on and say the number of cents. So all three of those can be used, but the most common one would be the one at the top there, the 5 and then the euro symbol. For punctuation marks made up of two elements, i.e. the deux points, the colon, the semicolon, the question mark, the exclamation mark, there should be a space before and after this punctuation mark and any letters surrounding it. Example, les fruits que j'aime le plus sont, then we've got the deux points, and then we have the list. So note that there is a space before and after the deux points. Similarly, in front of the point virgule in the next sentence, je vais voir Crazy Bear. Space, point virgule, j'espère que le film sera intéressant. Où es-tu allé à l'école? Then we have a space, then we put the point d'interrogation, the question mark. And finally, quelle belle journée ensoleillée. What a beautiful sunny day. We've got a space before we have the exclamation mark, le point d'exclamation. They're guillemets, the speaking marks. Guillemets appear at the beginning and at the end of an entire conversation. Unlike in English, where any non-speech items are outside of the quotation marks, the guillemets are at the beginning and end, and each new turn in the conversation is indicated by an em dash. And we can see the example there. We've got the guillemets at the beginning and at the end. And any other turn taking that goes on in the conversation is done with a dash. Okay, it can be a little bit hard to get the guillemets. There are codes to do it, but I find the best way is to go into Word and go to Insert Symbol. You can also put the arrows which are above the comma and full stop on the keyboard, so Shift comma or Shift full stop, but the better way is to either Google and copy and paste or get it from Word is the best way I think to find it. Okay, your turn now. We've got this paragraph here, which I want you to write out with the correct punctuation marks. I'm not going to provide the answers today, but I'd like you to write this out in the comments below and I will have a look personally and correct it. So see how you go with that. Merci et dormez bien. Au revoir.